Hi, it's Dwyer, gamblersadvisory.com. Here to talk about tomorrow night's fight that's going to be televised on the popular Friday night fight show. Seems that a lot of viewers follow that series religiously. Let's talk about the matchup at 135 between Patrick Lopez and Hank Lundy. Now, before I go further, just consider this video to be a second opinion from a complete stranger online. The opinion you should follow should be your own. I like Hank Lundy in this fight. In fact, I like him big in this fight. He's the shorter man. He's the quicker man. He's the man who knows how to spin his opponent like a top in the ring. He'll be in front of you. He'll be behind you. He has the superior hand speed and the superior foot speed in this matchup. There's certain things about Patrick Lopez I don't like. Number one is, here is a guy who's an older fighter. He's in his 30s, and he's actually dropping down a weight class for this fight. Let me just point out that for older fighters who drop down a weight class or two for a fight, that almost never works. Take a look at Solis against Yorkis Gamboa. Take a look at Chris Bird when he dropped down in weight. I'm expecting Patrick Lopez to have problems. Bigger guys always feel that if they just lose a few pounds, they're going to have some advantage at a lower weight. It doesn't work that way with older fighters. In fact, often with older fighters, fighting at the lower weight can actually drain and deplete their bodies. Bernard Hopkins gained weight from middleweight later in life and couldn't believe how much stronger he felt. He's had no problem going the distance in fights against, pretty rigorous opponents like Kelly Pavlik, Winky Wright, Jean Pascal. Roy Jones Jr., who was fighting at 175, has signed to fight Denis Lebedev at 200, and Jones in interviews has said that, quite frankly, losing the weight in his 30s, in fact, in Jones's case, now in his 40s, was just simply too much, and that he was actually looking forward to having the extra weight, the extra strength of his natural weight in a fight. Now, Patrick Lopez, quite frankly, looked bad against a guy named Tim Coleman. I believe the reason Patrick Lopez is losing weight to fight Hank Lundy is because he got dropped multiple times by Tim Coleman. But the significant fact in that Coleman fight, which took place at 140 pounds, was that it looked to me like Patrick Lopez had a problem with Tim Coleman's lateral movement. Well, understand, Tim Coleman doesn't move as well laterally as Hank Lundy. Lundy, to me, is a completely different level. Quite frankly, too, I know on his record Lundy has a recent loss to John Molina. But understand, he was dominating that fight, and then in the tradition of Nate Campbell many years ago, for some odd reason, started showboating, dropped his hands, got clocked, hit the canvas hard, never fully recovered in the fight. In fact, he was so disoriented when he hit the canvas that when he got off the canvas, if you look at the film, he actually asked the referee if he had been knocked down, right? I'm wondering how the ref allowed that fight to continue after a fighter revealed himself to be so disoriented that he didn't even know how he had gotten on the canvas. So, barring some kind of knockout by Lopez, which I think the chances are slim of, I think Lundy puts on a show and looks great on national TV on Friday Night Fights. I like Lundy in this fight if you're betting big money, and only if you're betting big money. Then in that situation, I would straddle it with a little bit on Lopez by KO just to protect your principal. But if you're an average bettor and you're just looking for a good play, I think Hank Lundy takes this fight. I think Lopez's only chance is a knockout. I don't think Lopez can get a decision against Hank Lundy. Neither guy hits that hard, so the chances of Lopez even getting that knockout are remote. I like Lundy in this one. Let me know what you think. Leave your comments for me here on YouTube. Visit us at gamblersadvisory.com. Enjoy the fight. Thanks for watching.